a way to power up your nutrients with a plant-based protein powder, then raw vegan plant-based protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that raw vegan plant-based proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com. Welcome to the Second Win Boxing Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond. And alongside,
it's your boy, Caesar Fantastic.
Well, today we have a very special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We have no other than future world champion, Mehki No Limit Phillips. How's it going, champ?
It's going good. How y'all doing?
And all is well, man. All is well, man. Got something major coming up, huh? Big fight coming up in approximately, I say, 7 days, 8 days, about 10 days at the most. The 14th. Yeah. Excuse my mathematics is a little off. But yeah, you got to fight on the 14th of this month.
24th, right?
24th. Again, the 24th of this month. And this is your what now? How many fights do you have now going into this fight?
Going to my third fight.
2-0. 2-0.
2 knockouts.
2 knockouts. And a lot of amateur experience in
yeah, I got 97 fights in the amateurs. That's so a lot of experience in the amateurs.
That's in your favor, man. And that's going to I tell people all the time, man, with the amateur experience, it helps you adapt to every style that comes in your face. You know, some people can wing it, you know, and go pro. Some people can't, but the amateur pedigree always makes it much easier for a fighter to be able to adapt to different styles. And that being said, man, your opponent this week, man, what do you know about him, man? And what style do you expect to have to deal with?
I mean, he called himself the Pressure. So that tells you itself. When I seen him fight, he's very durable. Let me say that. He got a little bit of skill on him. I know his coach is a great coach, Coach Mustafa from Atlanta. Okay. So I know about that. So it's not too much film on him, but I know, like you just told me, well, like you just said, in the amateurs you'll adapt to anything.
Yes.
So you gotta adapt like night by night. Keep on adapting depending on how packed your weight class is. So I can adapt on the fly, work with a million different people this training camp. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure on the 24th.
Yes, indeed. So you still have the same training team.
Yeah.
Still rocking with no other than legendary. I remember this brother back, Melvin Foster. Yeah. I mean, one of the first guys that I ever heard that was a national champion when I first started fighting in '92. He just won the Golden Glove Nationals in '91. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot about Melvin, man, and I remember Melvin being at the fights and going for the Olympic trials and things of that nature. What type of advice do you think you gained from a legend such as Melvin Foster?
I know a lot of people think that he just like a knockout artist and was just in there to try to knock people out. He has a lot of skill with him, and those setups to get those knockouts is different. It's unlike other people. That's why he got to that top level he was at. Winning national tournaments on top of national tournaments and get on USA boxing teams. That's pretty hard, especially during y'all day. It was harder than it is now.
Yeah,
especially during y'all day, because y'all had it was packed. It was hard to get out of weight classes.
Yep.
You gotta do too much to get out of weight class, and then he was going against Russians. He was in the world championships. He was in a whole rack of different stuff. So I definitely learned how to set up my shots better in the pros, how to distract my man, how to make somebody forget about one punch, keep him on now. It's a million different setups on top of setups. And then I will also say with that knockout piece that he got, he taught me how to properly punch. I wouldn't say I was the worst type of puncher, but it's small adjustments that I had to make to get first round knockouts like I'm doing now. I literally just watched the old clip, and the way that I set him up when my first fight was beautiful with that overhand. So stuff like that, and definitely that killer instinct. He might yell at me if I get hit with a jab. He might yell at me when I get hit with a jab. So it get me on my like, man, I gotta do this. And he's like, you see him hurt? You gotta do what you gotta do. Yes, and I definitely developed that killer instinct when I learned how to punch from him. Right. For sure. Like really learn how to for sure hurt your opponent.
Yeah.
I got that from him for sure. Him and my father, of course.
Yes, indeed. You know, Melvin was a hell of a boxer.
Hell yeah.
Really pay attention. Melvin would slip with something and come back with something.
He used to call him trick shot.
Yeah. He would, and that overhand. Oh my God, it'll shut you down. So yeah, you definitely, man, in good hands, man. Far as now, right? When you in training camp, give me a day-to-day routine with legends such as Melvin Foster.
Usually I don't see Melvin till later on in the day. Probably like in the afternoon, early afternoon type. Like, so for example, probably tomorrow. Give you an example. Work out in the morning, do my running, do a little bit of strength conditioning in the morning, and then this is all by myself, of course.
Yes.
Me and my father, let me say that. We do a little bit of strength conditioning, then we go to the gym a couple hours later. We work on drills, setups, different types of punches, what we imagining in the fight, and then we're also training for any possibility that might happen. So defensively sound, offensively sound, angles, whatever the case may be, we working on all forms of boxing, pressure, outside, inside, depending on the day, of course. That's what this day like for me. And then even after that, me personally, I be feeling like somebody always on my back. Like, I don't know why I got that from when I was young. Like, somebody always coming for me. So the other day, like, after I trained, I sparred like 10 rounds. I came back home, put on my little construction vest, the reflective joint.
Yeah.
And I got to running. Outside, I ran like 4 miles. So that would be a day in my life of this training camp in Melbourne. And then he might send me a clip of somebody that he used to train with or something like that, and tell me to study it, things like that. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. I like to talk about the sparring now. Like I was thinking earlier today, and I had a conversation with my brother who was also a fighter in the 90s. And we notice nowadays that a lot of fighters will post clips about sparring each other. And I really don't see, like, I know that they are maybe in the same weight class, but I think it's pointless to use a sparring session as a way of saying you're able to defeat an opponent. How do you feel about sparring?
I feel good about it. I mean, I feel like sparring is practice.
Right.
If I'm gonna be completely honest.
Right.
Sparring is practice to me.
Right.
So some days you might come in there and have one goal in mind. I'm about to get my jab pumping today. A lot of jabs, set up my jabs, feint jabs, however, it's a million jabs. Everybody know this. So we focusing on the jabs today. And then my dude is coming to knock me out today. So he might get out on me only because I was just working with one hand in my jab.
Right.
So I think it's significant when it comes to fight time, but if you're doing it right. a lot of people, I feel like what you're trying to say is a lot of people use that like to boost the credibility.
Exactly.
Now we both going hard in a sparring session, then I can see that. But the outside people don't know that unless you record. And nine times out of 10, we're not recording our sparring session because that's confidential. You posted. That's one of the most secret rules, and that's getting blown out the water for some reason. But let me say this. I sparred Andy Cruz, the 2-time Olympian who beat Keyshawn Davis 2 weeks ago. We didn't record that sparring session. It was straight work.
Right.
Nice. Say I would have got out on him, or he would have got out on me. It wouldn't have made a difference. Nobody recorded. Nobody cares.
There we go.
But they see that you sparred a 2-time Olympian, so now we gotta be like, oh, all right, he's doing what he's supposed to do, but you don't know what went down in that sparring session. So I mean, I feel it's up and down about sparring, but I get what you mean. People using this as they getting out on such and such. Like people say they got knocked out in sparring. I got dropped in sparring before.
Right.
Nobody cares. It's practice.
Right. That's right.
You're talking like Allen Iverson said.
It's practice.
We're
talking about practice.
We're talking about practice. Now you can record all you want during a fight. You can record. You can post highlight reels of in a fight. But the only time I probably ever posted something when it comes to sparring is the dude try to disrespect me. And so like, let's post a full sparring session now, and let's post when you got hit with this down the third.
Right.
And you did what you did. I did what I did. A good sparring. Now let's move on to the next. When we gonna fight? Are we gonna fight? If we're not gonna fight, then there's no point in sparring.
No point.
Fight. Posting it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how I feel about sparring. Yeah.
You know, we can tell that you be around a lot of older veterans that done it. You know, a lot of these youngins don't go by that rule set. They feel as though sparring is like something that's bragging rights, and I mean,
that's goofy to me.
It is, man. I remember when I was coming up in the amateurs, my father would make me lighten up on people and work on things that was not good. I remember I had my hand tied behind my back, my strong right hand, and all I had was jabs and hooks. I had to spot 7 people like that.
I remember my
child abuse.
Yeah.
I remember when I was first. I remember when I was first. Well, not when I first started. When I got into the game a little bit, everybody knew I was training with James Baker.
Yeah.
And I had another. My uncle, his name is Dre. And of course, my dad was there as well. I had a mitt under my hand.
Okay.
Under my arm. So I had to keep my hand up.
Yes, indeed.
And if I drop it, I gotta give you 20 push-ups. It was stuff like that. Yes, so imagine they would have recorded that. Like, come on.
Right. That's an advantage.
So,
advantage.
Yeah. And then another thing I want to say, like, people be posting sparring like with people who are green.
I hate that.
That's goofy to me. Literally, the other day I sparred one of my sparring partners. He's not green, but he's less experienced than me, of course. So when I got in there, I hit him with a hard hook. My dad said, "Don't mess up the work." I said, "My fault." I said, "My fault," and I backed up off him. Oh snap! What's going on?
Hey, it's a party.
Yeah, so I backed up off him, and it was no point in me doing that. That's taking advantage of my sparring for what reason?
Yeah, and you know, see, it's great to have guys on the outside able to let you know when to let off, and you know, and that's the same thing that's the way I was brought up, man. In the sparring sessions, it was more about do things that the greats do things that's uncomfortable. You know, they do things that's very uncomfortable. Like if you know you got a weak jab, work on it with a sparring session. You know that your right hand is slow, work on your right hand. If you know your defense is off, you get somebody in there and help you get the defense better. This is what the great Keith Holmes said this when he was on one of my podcasts a couple of years ago. He stated that we no longer have teachers as trainers. See, someone like Melvin Foster is a teacher because he been there and he done that. You have a lot of trainers that don't understand that, so they only focus on their own ego, opposed to making sure that their fighter becomes better and better, and put their ego to the side, because that comes with experience. For someone that actually won things, I ain't gonna say someone that box, but you got a lot of guys out here that's trainers that box, but they was not winners, so they don't know the difference between winning and becoming great fighters. So they don't know between winning and losing, put it like that, or becoming or creating a great fighter. So hey bro, you got everything going for you. Who did you look up to coming up in the amateurs? I mean, in the amateurs and the pros. Now you're a pro.
In the amateurs and pros.
Yeah. Who do you look up to?
In the amateurs, I actually looked up to Keyshawn, like people like Keyshawn Davis, and it was one tournament I actually saw them when dang, who came over? Some people from the UK. I'm not sure. We was in the Eastern qualifiers, and they allowed the amateurs to see them train, and they were training, and they went live, and I was in the background just watching, like admiring what the Olympic team was doing, and they was training for. I think it was like a one of them things where the UK comes over and they do a small tournament to get ready for the World Championships, something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I looked up the people like Keyshawn Davis. Yes. I looked up the people like I'm trying to think who else was one of those top amateurs back then. Dang, I can't really think of none off the top of my head. But as far as like professional wise, I definitely look at the people like Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, and who else? I used to watch people like Wilfred Benitez and what else? Who else? Salvador Sanchez, and I used to train with Coach Herb, so he had me on Willie Pep Hard. Who else? It's a million people. Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. So it was a million people as far as the pro ranks go. But as far as the amateurs, I wasn't like too deep into it. I wasn't too deep into like watching film and stuff like that until I turned like 17, and that's when I felt like I got better when I started really like studying the game of boxing and understanding it. So yeah, in the amateurs, it wasn't that too many people that I was looking up to, but as far as the pros concerned, like transitioning onto the pros, those was the people that I used to be watching.
That's amazing. Cease, you have any questions?
First I wanted to get in, just go, add on to that. When you're talking about transitioning or whatever, what are some of the things that you have seen so far in your career that are major differences in your transition to the pro ranks?
You gotta simplify the game. You have to make it very simple. So it's a million components in boxing, but when you simplify it, it's only a couple. Like when you think of it in a moment, it's only a couple options that can happen. So, say if I throw, it's a quick question. If I throw a 1-2, what's the next post is going to come? More than likely a 3 or a hook.
Right.
But in the pros now, that can be an uppercut with the other hand. Yeah. He can rock back again and throw something else, or he can turn out. But you have to simplify it. So you got to take control of that situation. So if he throws a 1-2, I got to be on point and take away one of his sides or do something like that. It's small components that you got to take in, but you got to make it simple, because if you overthink it, that's your ass. Your ass is grass for real. You feel me?
Got that much time.
So as far as the pro rank, the transition into the pros, really just understanding the game more, simplifying it, and then really just being in control the whole time, because anything that can happen will happen to you. So you get over anxious or overzealous, you can get hit with a shot. If you lay off too much and halfway punch, that's even worse to me. So it was things like that, and really just taking in every experience possible. And going into the pros, when you do that, that makes people say that pros are easier than the amateurs because you gotta throw a million punches and stuff like that. But in the pros, you really try and hurt somebody and be as efficient as possible. So that's what makes it more simple and a little bit more easier for me. So yeah, that's what I saw transitioning into the pros.
And shoot, the pros, shoot, you put it all on the line, your bread on the line, everything on the line.
Yeah,
the pros, it's like it's a lot different. Yeah,
it's a lot different. You fight grown man. The first person I fought was 39. He got grown man stuff. He not playing with my little ass. Same thing with everybody else. Like I was trained. I think I sparred Lamont and that training camp. I think so.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't playing with me. How about that? So you gotta be very aware in there. You feel me? So I think that's pretty much it. Like when I was transitioning into the pros that I saw.
Now one thing I noticed watching you fight is you attack that body like crazy, bro. Your body work is nice. I'm like, yo, this body work is nice, man. Where you get that from, man? Like, because that's a lost art seem like these days, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, I got it from a lot of people. I would definitely credit that to Melvin. He taught me how to, like I say, he taught me how to punch right, especially with that body shot. And I would say Coach Herb Martin. He used to train the Olympic team when I was like 13. I got like somebody threw a jab to my body, hit my solar plex, and all the wind came up out of me. And he like, that's on you. Like he's like, you see now your hands drop, and that's why he hit you with that hook now.
Yeah.
So it was like one detail in itself can tell y'all that. So that made me really thinking. And literally, I can press my stomach right now. Air is coming out. So you gotta be aware of stuff like that. You go to the body, the head gonna fall. Like you chopping down a tree.
Yeah, keep chopping.
Kill a body, the head will fall.
That's facts. Another thing I noticed is you being out like LA and DLX and Vegas and all those places, you know, working out, training or whatever. What's that experience been like out there?
It's great, man. It's boxing. People call it boxing paradise for a reason. We went out there training 3 times a day. Or if we train once, it's for like 5-6 hours straight. Constant work. We went I credit that to I got a manager, his name's Kevin Smalls. We went out, he set the whole play out there. I trained with Coach K Corona, and I was in Bruce Carrington's camp.
Okay.
And that's when Lamont that was around the time when Lamont fought what's that dude's name? When he won his world title, is what I'm saying. And David Benavidez and them fought Boo Boo. So I was out there training with Bruce, getting him ready for his fight. I came out there for like a week, one of the last weeks. So everybody know one of those, when it's the last week sparring, everything turned up.
Yeah,
I came in around that time. So we was running in the mountains. I got a different feel of that. When I ran the mountain, I was the first person up there. Okay. By that last lap, I came in 3rd place. I told them they can have it. I'm sitting down. They're like, I already go to the gym. I said, huh?
This ain't it.
Man, we went straight to the gym straight after that. Yeah. We sparred. And then we did strength conditioning after that. Right. And I'm like, this is different type of work.
This that work. Okay.
I called my people at home. I said, hey, we gotta turn that shit up when we get home. We gotta turn it up when we get home.
Yes, indeed.
You think you see folks out there working like that, you gotta outwork them, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't,
we train in full 5-minute rounds. We stepped up my rounds to 4. I trained 4 rounds ever since that day. That was on Thanksgiving. No, probably I did that before that because I sparred at Boots Gym, and he went 4 rounds. That was my first time going 4 rounds sparring. Ever since then, straight 4 5 minute rounds, sparring, training,
Yes,
doing
indeed.
all that. So it really changed my mind as far as like the level that I got to get to. So like when I was out there, I wasn't too far behind, and so that's what like motivated me some more. Like I was pushing Bruce, and Bruce was pushing me. So it was like, dang, like I'm not too. I thought I was like all the way in the back. No, I'm close to where I want to be at.
I'm
So
coming.
I'm coming. Yeah, you feel me? So yeah, that really was it. It was fun out there for sure, and all the other places that I've been to.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, back to February. Good gosh, February 24th. What can the fans expect, man? What the fans expect to see?
You can expect to see a dominant performance. I mean, it's really gonna be a party in there, man. I'm a definitely enjoy myself, and I hope they see that I'm enjoying myself too. It's gonna be skillful like always. I definitely think this guy is not coming to play with me at all. So I'm very excited for that. This is what I told him I asked for that. I really wanted somebody who's gonna push me a little bit more. You feel me? So me coming into this fight, you can definitely look to see a lot of skill. People keep asking me, when you gonna fight somebody that's good, man? When you gonna fight somebody that's gonna throw some real punches at you? I said it's gonna be soon. So this is what I asked for, and I got it. So I hope he's ready. I know I am. We've been training, we've been working, we've been doing everything under the sun, and we training for all possibilities. So they can definitely expect to have a great time out there. Please do not blink, though. I promise you that one. Don't blink at all. But it might, because one good punch can end the whole fight.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, last couple questions. I got some current event, things going on in the sport of boxing, man. We see Ryan and Devin possibly about to fight. I hate to say anything is guaranteed until they stepping in the ring, but they supposed to be about to get down. What you think about that fight? Who you think will come out victorious?
I think all this pre-fight stuff is goofy to me. All that. I think I posted that. Yeah, I did post. I said this is goofy, bro. I'm gonna punch you.
They try to sell it.
You walk up on me like that. Come on now. This is the DMV area, man. We ain't playing with you.
We ain't going like that.
Like no broke or something.
Yeah, you might have to delay the fight if you do that to me. You feel me? But all this pre-fight stuff is goofy. But other than that, I think that's a good matchup. I think me personally, I think Devin wins. I would say easily, but who knows what Ryan got up his sleeve. He's been working with Derrick James for a little minute, and that last fight I wasn't like super impressed, but I see the improvement in him. So that's it's something to look forward to for sure. I like that fight a lot.
Yeah, I like Ryan's speed power combo against him. You know what I mean? I think he got what Regis didn't have. You know what I mean? As far as a test in that division, but I don't know. Devin looked different that fight, man. That Regis fight, I was like, ooh.
It's because he was in the ring with a 3-time Olympian the fight before that.
Yeah.
It's Lomachenko 3 or 4. It's 3 or 4. He got multiple gold medals in the Olympics. If you get an Olympic gold medal, that's the top of the amateurs ranks. Yeah. You find people from literally all around the world. So it's like you hopping in that ring with somebody. So him beating somebody like Lomachenko, of course I got my opinion on the fight, but still being in the ring with somebody like that, it makes, I wouldn't say it makes the other work look like child's play, but it's not like, it's definitely some good work. Yeah. He got a lot better. He got a lot better.
He looked a lot better. It don't look like he's drained no more. So as he came in a little stronger. I'm like, whoa, he pushing Regis around. Like, hold up now.
But that man.
And last thing I got was Canelo supposedly have an announcement coming up. Everybody, I'm thinking a lot of people's assuming that it's a Charlo announcement.
Yeah, he had mentioned today that what he's doing is he's gonna have his fight free in Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he got all the skills to like. That's one of the probably the best Mexican fighters that I know. So I look forward to it, but it's like he getting older. Not saying like that's a bad thing, but it's time for these new dudes to step up.
Yeah.
You feel me? He the cash cow, of course. I feel like Gervonta Davis is one of the faces of the box, like one of the current faces of boxing, but Canelo Alvarez is the cash cow. So he's just really running his money up at this point. Win, lose, or draw, he lost twice. He lost 3 times. Oh, is it or was it twice?
It's Floyd,
Floyd and Bivol.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about the Bivol fight.
Nah.
Nobody's talking about it.
They swept that under the rug.
They swept that under the rug because nobody cares. He's a cash cow.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Now it's time for him to fight. I feel like he got like 2 more great fights in him. And what's the point of him fighting anymore, to be honest with you? It's time for these other folks to step up.
My thing is he got to fight him, though. I'm like, man, when you going to fight somebody?
Yeah.
But, hey, if they let him get away with it, hey, I wouldn't be rushing to get in the ring with Benavidez, so I ain't mad at him.
I'm almost 40 and I'm fighting this 6 foot young No. I ain't getting in there if I don't got to.
Oh man, let me fight. Hey, Charlo, y'all got a little brother?
That's more risk than reward.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got something else, shit?
Yeah. Tell the fans about where they can get tickets at for the fight coming up.
I'm be completely honest. We almost sold out on this side.
Okay, oh wow.
We almost sold out on this side. So I literally have a couple more tickets left. I probably have like 165, 185, and the rest I got is 105s, and those in the teens right now. So it's crunch time, really. But they can definitely DM me on Instagram, or they can definitely DM me on Instagram and get the ticket information from me personally. Okay. I let them know what seats they're in, how to contact me as far as the purchasing information. But yeah, that's how they get their tickets.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put the Instagram in the description after this joint go up. So.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for those that don't know where the fight's located, it's located at Live Casino Maryland and Hanover, Maryland.
Yeah.
Live Casino and Hotel and Casino in Maryland. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm used to saying Maryland Live.
Yeah. They told me to switch it up too. I was
saying Maryland Live for 20.
Out Maryland Live, bro. That joint out live, man.
I've been here 10 years without. I've been saying Maryland Live. So
I thank you to Jetta Promotions for definitely having me on this card. A beautiful venue. Everybody know that. My people's gonna be in there. Team No Limit gonna be in there for sure. They was in there last time, and best believe they're gonna be in here again this time.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to have the future world champion. I got one thing of advice for you. Take your time, brother. Keep picking those opponents that you've been picking and keep building yourself up until the reward be worth it. You're doing the right thing, man. That's all I have an advice to give you. But you already with a GOAT, so you already know what to do, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the future world champion, Mehki No Limit Phillips. The Second Wind Sports Media. Peace.